Hi, everybody. It's John DePietro. I am in Sturbridge, Massachusetts. It's the Northeast Campground Association annual meeting. I'm talking to the keynoter from this morning's breakfast, Mr. Jim Rogers from KOA. Jim, welcome to New England.
Hey, it's great to be back. I love this part of the country, and I regret I haven't spent more time in it.
Well, you're here now. You're here with a whole bunch of snow outside, so I'm sure that you can't wait to get to a warmer climb. But during your presentation this morning, you had the audience mesmerized, and there were a bunch of figures that you put up on that PowerPoint, and the ones that captivated me were 85% versus 15%. Now, one person would look at that and say, well, if only 15% of Americans are camping, why are we in this crazy business? You're looking at it a little bit differently, aren't you?
Well, obviously 15% of the population is still a huge number, but I want to convince our existing sector, both our suppliers and our campground owners, that there's plenty of room for growth. And so much of what we need to do is going to require additional financing, and so we have to be able to convince our financial partners, our banks, and all the people that are going to be part of that this business has tremendous upside. The one thing that is true of that 85% too is ethnicity. I talked a little bit this morning about the fact that we do not do a very good job of aligning with the population as it relates to Latino, Asian, and African American. And if we don't take that on as a group at the TAC, I sort of recommending kind of a blue ribbon committee that the various state associations, if not the RVIA, RVDA, begin to get involved with, we're going to miss a huge opportunity.
Now, as far as opportunity is concerned, I was at a location in Connecticut last summer where I spoke with a fellow camper that was from New York City that had come up and taken advantage of the cabins, and that seems to be just a growing area, not only with your brand, but all over the country.
Look at the cabins, we're up over 20% last year for us and continue to grow. The thing to emphasize here is that it's also the most satisfied guest and the guest that has the highest intent to return. That's music to our ears. And we just can't grow that inventory fast enough. It makes certainly a lot of sense as how do I do a better job with the square footage in my campground, and obviously those guests are paying the highest rate. The other thing that's important to us is that we welcome everybody with a deluxe cabin. Everybody is welcome. The whole 85% and the 15%, I mean, everybody can use a deluxe cabin. So all of a sudden, by announcing that accommodation, you basically have changed your whole marketing strategy. And I think we need to continue to grow that.
And you got to admit that with family time being more valuable than ever these days, there's really nothing that duplicates the crackling of a campfire and roasting marshmallows with your kids and hot dogs and really watching their reflections of their face in the flames of the fire.
Oh, I mean, I think we have that ingrained. We've drunk that Kool-Aid a long time. More importantly, I think, is the fact that in today's technology, we don't have what we like to think of as genuine engagement. We don't look each other in the eye. We don't pat each other on the shoulder. That humanistic need that we have for one another has been isolated. So a campground becomes this island or this oasis of genuine interaction. And I think that is just so wholesome and so important. And it's not something that we can actually put into an ad or a brochure. But at the end of the weekend, when people go home, they're going to say, whoa, what was that? And I think we have to facilitate it. We have to know our programs, our activities, the Ice Cream Social. That's doing more to incorporate that.
Well, we're experiencing it right now with our granddaughters. And our daughters are saying, we wish we had this experience because we didn't have a motorhome back then when they were young. Let me just get into one other topic because there's a lot of people here that want to talk to you. As far as segmenting your brands, there are some people that say, I don't need a campground because I just need a place to pull off the road and stop. And some people say, I want to park there for a week and I want the pool, I want the shuffleboard, I want the tennis, I want all the attractions. What are you doing to address that issue?
Yeah, we like to think of it as a sort of a brand repositioning. What's important here is KOA is not going away. KOA has a tremendous reputation, is well regarded. So we basically are beginning to create some categories that we're naming. We've got the journey, we've got the holiday, we have the resort. And anybody that's in any kind of sophisticated marketing today is realizing that we have to basically customize our product to the needs of the consumer. And many organizations are customizing it down to the fact you can make your own Nike shoes or you can make your own Levi pants. We're not quite there, but I think it's important that we realize as an industry that one size does not fit all anymore. And that shouldn't by any means, nor does it alienate a camper when they see the KOA. They feel welcome up that driveway. You go into a Nordstrom's.
They kind of know what they're going to get, right?
Well, they do because we've been around. We have the reputation. You want to go to a Nordstrom's and buy Levi's, you can do that, but you also can buy a nice suit. So I think the fact of the initial concern is that, boy, a camper that's an overnight camper isn't going to want to use a resort. No, they will. They will. We're comfortable with that. We've done a lot of research, and we think the KOA name will draw them in. We just want to let the new market. This is about growing the business. Yeah. And there are a lot of people out there that haven't camped or tried KOA. This is going to make it clear to them what we offer, and it's going to let us specialize not only our services but our marketing that takes care of them.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Rogers.
Thank you.
Mr. Rogers. It's the big yellow Mr. Rogers neighborhood.
To you.
Okay, great. Thanks so much, and have a great day, everybody.